happening in the global economy. I mean, inflation, currency fluctuations, and all of that. A lot of people are trying to, they're beginning to look for safer places to actually invest their money. And one of the areas, that keeps coming up is real estate. And right here in Ghana, we are seeing more people buying land. People are building apartments and even getting into short-term rentals and all of that. But for many people, the big questions remain: how do I start? Where should I be? Where should I buy? What should I watch out for? And that's why we're having this conversation this morning. We're looking at the real opportunities in Ghana's property markets, the common challenges investors face, and most importantly, how you can make smart, informed decisions before putting your money in. Before we get into the conversation, my guest was saying, the song we're playing says that your first real estate investment is always bad. Yeah, and he's going to break that down very soon. But it's going to be a very insightful conversation, so please stay with us. This is Real Estate Investing in Ghana, and my guest is Engineer Viglo. That's how we call him, but his name is Joshua Amegashie. He is a real estate and investment consultant. My brother, good morning.
Yes,
how are you?
Good morning, sir. I'm doing great.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be here again. I think I've missed you.
Yeah, I miss you too. I mean, it's been. I think the last time you were here was somewhere in March, April, thereabouts.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought it was last year. Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
thank you
It's
for
been
bringing me
quite
again.
a while, and we're talking about affordable housing and
Yes.
all of that. Yeah,
Which is a big contradiction to real estate investment.
right. Okay. Anyway, let's get into our conversation this morning. Before we get into that, you said something.
Yes.
Before we got on air,
Yes.
you said that your first real estate investment is always a bad one.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
So your first real estate investment is always a terrible idea. It's a little worse than bad because it's usually uninformed. It's emotionally driven and it's built on bad financial backing.
All right.
So you will probably be looking for the cheapest land, buying it for reasons not very well defined, being overly ambitious, trying to get bigger options. So you might be buying a bigger land, buying a bigger house, stretching yourself, taking unreasonable loans, or mortgages, and the land is out of reach. So you would have encountered one or more of these challenges, and the more of them you encounter, the worse the issue or the investment becomes. So a lot of people want to buy a plot for 10,000 Ghana cedis because they don't have money. Okay, so it will be a plot that is not useful. Or you would want to buy, maybe you've made so much money, so you have 300,000, so you want to build an apartment, and you have 300,000 cedis. You want to build a 4-unit apartment. You will never finish. So you might spend the next 15 years building a house, and it's a terrible idea. So you'll be sinking a lot of capital into a venture that is promising but not useful.
Right.
So you always live off hopes of a better future. Yes. So a lot of people now come back, and they might not open up that they have regretted, but they want to just flip it off and walk away. And by that time, it's almost so late because it's also, since it's a terrible product, it's no longer easy to flip.
Right.
So you hear people say, oh, real estate, whenever you don't like it, you can just sell it. Then you decide to sell it, and you see agents. And sometimes when they come and say, I want to see a picture. If I don't see a picture, I'm not coming. Because some people want mountain view, and then they buy it, and they can't even drive to the mountain.
Right.
So it's always or almost always a terrible idea. If you speak to people who have been in it, their first one was a terrible idea. People who have not started it, have not done it before, they are hopeful.
Yeah.
And it's that hope that makes them make a terrible
their mistakes.
decision.
But of course, I hope that after this conversation, people will be able to make certain informed decisions.
Yes, certainly. That's why we are doing this.
Absolutely.
So that
Absolutely.
we'll be more informed and make the most of the opportunity.
Absolutely. All right. So let's start from the basics. Let's talk about, when we talk about real estate investing or investment, what are we talking about?
So if I want to simplify it, because I don't know our audience, I'll tell you that real estate investment, or usually investment, is putting in your time or money or both into something.
Your time, money, or
yes,
both into something.
Into something with hopes of making some financial returns.
That's investment generally.
That's investment.
Okay. So, but for real estate,
when it's real estate, you are literally putting into the land or the brick and mortar. So you are either buying the land or buying a house or buying an apartment a hostel. Okay, all the forms of real estate. It can be an office complex. It can be, there are bigger ones out there. Some people invest into malls, airports, and those stuff.
Yeah.
But Ghana, when we say real estate investments, as if it's just houses and apartments, it can be really big. Even investing into some form of agriculture, warehouses, is real estate investment.
Okay.
But the deal is with hopes of making viable returns. And usually people are intending to make it in a more passive way. So they try to shrink the time element and increase the money element, and hopefully to make some more money out of it. That's what real estate investment is supposed to be.
So the man or that wafa or a jack that has some house somewhere in maybe Choco that has some small rooms, like 3 rooms, that is renting out. That's also real estate.
It's a real estate investor. Yes, he's yielding from real estate. He might not be a very good one looking at the returns, because it may take him 30 years or more to get his money back. Yeah, but it's more like a bad investor.
Right, and that's also real estate investment.
Yes.
So there are people that are doing it well, and there are some people that are doing it bad. All right, anyway, but before we get into all of those details, what is actually making that an attractive option of investment, option for investors today?
Okay, so I'll tell you, real estate, one, it gives you a diversified portfolio to earn, and it can be really passive too. Okay, and then 3, it's shielded against inflation.
Break
That's
all of that
the
down.
first. So when you invest into real estate, you've saved your money against inflation. If you buy the land will certainly appreciate at a greater rate than inflation. So if inflation is about 15-20%, the land is usually doing plus 10. So the land will be doing 25-30%. So that's the first stage of real estate investment. So if you have some cash in the bank, 300,000 cedis, you'll be advised to buy land of 300,000 cedis and just watch it. After 3 years, inflation would have reduced the value of that 300 cedis if it were in the bank. But real estate would have increased in value. So that land would now be maybe 2 times worth it, or 3 times, usually more, because of inflation. Okay, and in Ghana, we have 2 types of inflation. We have the commodity inflation itself, and then we have the exchange rate inflation. Induced inflation. So real estate will guard you against all 2. And that may be one of the reasons, or mostly the reason why real estate developers price in dollars. Because if you price in cedis, you have to be changing the price every day. But if you price in a currency that has a lesser exchange rate inflation, okay, then you don't have to change the price on daily basis.
Right.
So that's the reason why you have to buy real estate, because it's guarded against inflation.
But then, even that, Bank of Ghana is coming for you, because it says don't price things in dollars.
Yeah, that's a very good thing to do, and I'm glad they have done it. So we now have to find a way to live with it. The way we will have to live it is this. Either we price with higher margins, or we change the prices on daily basis.
Okay.
During the huge inflation that Ghana experienced last time, there was a time we were buying tiles. We mobilized the tiles. We were trying to get the money. By the time we come back, the price had increased. We had to get more money to get the same amount of tiles. So that means the price will be changing. And when you are doing real estate, we've just spoken about land. When you start going further, you realize that you have to sell at the replacement cost of whatever you are selling. So if inflation is eating it up every year, your cost will be shooting up. So you have to explain why your cost is shooting up on a daily basis. I hope you get that. That's the issue. So now, if you have land, you would have been getting your money saved against inflation. Now, if you build, you would have been earning rent.
Okay.
You don't have to go to work every morning. You check on your tenant once a month, once a year, or something like that, and then you are earning good rent. So that is also a gain you get in real estate. Then if you want to take a loan or a mortgage, you have assets.
Okay.
So you don't have to prove that, you have been rich before anything. You just point out your houses. You have the documents and titles, and they can give you up to 70% of the value of your asset. So you can always become liquid if you need money.
Right.
That's also a good one to do. So you leverage it. Okay. So that's about
Those
3
are some of the
ways that you can gain from real estate without any challenges.
I see. But so how does that compare to other investment options like stocks and treasury bill and all of that?
So if you buy treasury bill, you have a fixed amount that you have invested, and then you are gaining returns. So your capital is not appreciating.
Yeah.
So treasury bills, you are earning in just one way: interest, monthly interest. Interest is equivalent to dividends. That is the returns from the money, the returns from the work your money has done for you. If you buy real estate, you are earning dividends in rent, like the interest. That would have been what you are gaining in rent. But the value of the money you have put in there is also appreciating. So if you buy stock 500,000 cedis, and then you make 10, let's say 20%, that would have been 100,000 by the end of the year. If you buy real estate 500,000 cedis, you can earn rent 100,000, and the property would have appreciated to a 600,000 property or 700,000 property, and you could have taken a mortgage on that same, or a loan on that same property. You get it? So you can utilize your real estate assets 3 times, whilst treasury bill, you utilize it once.
I see.
So in real estate, you would literally be making money 3 times faster then. And if you're making money 3 times faster, do you know what it means? It means if you and I at 30 decide to be a millionaire at 60, if you do treasury bills, can do it by 40 if I do real estate.
Real estate. So real estate is a very good space to look at. But I know it comes with a lot of challenges and all of that. We'll look at the challenges. But there are people that think that they have a perception that real estate is for the rich.
Yes.
Does that hold true in Ghana?
Yes, real estate is for the rich. It's true, but there is a way. If you are not rich, you can participate in real estate. Now, depending on your definition of rich, a rich man is someone who has money.
Yeah.
Available to be used. So if you want to do real estate as an investor, investing money, you need money to invest. So if you don't have money, then what would you invest? You have to invest time.
Okay, yeah.
You get it? Because in the definition I said money,
and time, yeah.
Now let's play that the time. Time will be a function of your presence and your skills. So you may have to be rich in time or rich in skills. So rich in time everybody has. And that's if you become a laborer, you earn 100 cedis a day. You take forever to become a millionaire. But you can scale yourself up. Or you have to be rich in skill.
Yeah.
So now you become a mason. You make 2 times more. If you make 2 times more, we just realized that you can do in 10 years what people do in 20 years. You become a foreman. You can do in 5 years what people do in 20 years. You become an engineer. You can do in 1 year what people do in 20 years. Then now you have money. Then you can move on to the time place. Then so now you've done money, we've done time. Okay, and then the last one is leverage. The leverage aspect is what a lot of born Accra people do in Ghana. That is agency, rental agent, realtor, and the like. Professional.
Yeah.
If you had professional expertise, you can do leverage. But just a human being, you can literally just see a building under construction, ask of the price, look for a buyer, and earn commission. If you sell $1 million property, you are rich. Then now you have money. You get
you
it.
are
So
into real estate.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you don't have to start real estate with money. It's actually better if you start from the other end and get to understand the system. Gain relevant knowledge, get to understand where it's more profitable, where it's more stressful, and pick and choose. Then you feed your way towards the more profitable end. You get it? Because if you come with money, especially if you've not seen it before, the chances that you're losing that money is so great.
Yeah.
Yes. As you said, once the first investment is bad, it means that the first money invested is lost.
Skanashi. Right. Okay. Now, but how has urbanization, you know, actually shaped the growth of the property market here in Accra, in Kumasi, and maybe Takrady?
Urbanization is the bedrock of real estate. So this is what happens. Urbanization is what makes real estate appreciate. We've not spoken about the key issue in real estate yet. I don't know why we haven't. It's something like that I usually say when I'm talking about real estate. It's ROI. I've not just said it directly. You remember I was telling you that if you make money faster, you're doing things for people.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So when you buy a land in your hometown, after 10 years, it will double in price. Okay. Yeah. When you buy a land in Accra, after a year, it can double in price on the city. If you buy a land and then they come a site and invest it by it, you can sell it at any price.
If you get
urbanization.
land.
If you have a land.
Land.
Yeah. East Legon. Before Legon came, it was what's the name of East Legon? Bahaleshi. But when Legon came, it became East Legon. The price became dollarized times 10 times 100. You can sell it at any price because traffic has come.
Right.
When traffic comes, people need a place to sell. People need a place to set up business. The land is limited. The land becomes scarce. So people are willing to pay any amount for it. So one person buys it, then let's say someone is giving you an offer you can't refuse. Once you want to do big projects, you want to give the owner of the land an offer they cannot refuse. There's a building on it. They want to buy the building with the land and everything, and you pay their families. Another group of people come, they say they are part of the people you can't build. You pay them anyway. So most of the lands in East Legon, people have paid for it 2 times, and they don't complain. Urbanization. When an airport comes, urbanization. When the road comes. So when you are doing real estate investment, one of the things you will do is, if you can foretell some of these things, you would invest before it comes, so that it can yield. Okay, so you see that if there's a road construction going on, people start to buy the land.
Yeah.
There was a time in Ghana, they said there's going to be a new airport somewhere. Then people went and bought the land, waiting for the airport.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. So you want to tell a surge, because that surge can turn your destiny. We are talking about times 100, times 1,000 times the price. The land at cantonments, it's 10 times more expensive than the land at East Legon.
I still land.
Yes, just 100 by 100 because of the opportunities that come with the population density.
Yeah.
And the more denser, what on English? The denser the population, the more you can price your real estate. So the most expensive spots and most profitable spots for real estate are places with either the highest population or the highest population densities.
Repeat that.
Yes, the most profitable places for real estate investment are places with the highest population or the highest population densities. Because there is something that is driving the population in the first place.
Right.
So you take a place like Nigeria, they have the highest population in Africa. So it's one of the best places to do real estate investment. You take a place like China, you take a place like US, they have the highest population. But if you take a place like Hong Kong, the population is not so exciting. But the land is so small that they have one of the highest population density. So it's a few people fighting over nothing. So the fight is so fierce. So land in Hong Kong is auctioned, and only developers can buy it. Individuals cannot buy. Yeah, it's $50 million. Then you see them putting some skyscrapers on there. So if you can tell something that is going to cause a population surge anywhere, it's a good place to do real estate.
So that means that if government hints that they are going to do a particular project somewhere, and you can get land in that particular space, it's a good time to move.
That's a good time to move. Get it at a place closer to the road, closer to where they were doing the thing. Start building shops, start building accommodation. Tema is what it is because of the port. Yes. So Tema, before the construction, they had to build the accommodation facilities for the construction. That's real estate, real estate. So if you have a plot of land there, the government will have to acquire, they have to compensate you.
Okay.
Once it was built, the workers now need places to stay. The senior workers stayed in the bungalows, and the junior ones acquired places at Ashaman. That's what gave Ashama its value. And that's what made Ashama what it is. So the junior workers stayed at Ashaman, huge population, massive reproduction, then they needed a market. So Ashama market became very vibrant.
Okay.
So that's what the port did. The airport did for airport residential. In University of Ghana made East Legon. Okay. Then you are talking about the roads. So what's the name of that place? Kaneshi.
Yeah.
Industries. So if you can tell something that drives population coming up, it will drive real estate. Because shops, real estate. Accommodation, real estate.
I see. Very interesting stuff. Exactly 9 o'clock. Sorry. Exactly 9 o'clock. This is a business breakfast on Z101.9 FM with me, Nietzsche B. Hammond. And this morning we're talking about real estate investing in Ghana. And my guest is Engineer Joshua Amegashie, also known as Viglo. And no, the surname is Viglo, right? Yes. Engineer Joshua Amegashie Viglo. And he is helping us understand exactly what real estate is all about and how you can get into it and where you should start from, some of the mistakes you have to avoid and all of that. But I would love to hear from you. If you're listening to us this morning, please send us a WhatsApp. Let's hear your questions and your comments on 0544321019. 0544321019, and you can also send us a voice note. Either you are doing text or voice note, that is fine, but you can call us on 03039566641, 03039566641. We're streaming live on Facebook at ZFMGH and also on YouTube at Z Multimedia. Please drop a comment on any of the posts and we'll read them for you. We're learning so much this morning. Now, we're going to look at the opportunities, really. So tell us, which areas or property types currently offer the most promising investment opportunities in Ghana?
Studio apartments. All over the world, studio apartments are the most profitable real estate investment. Ghanaians miss out on that opportunity because they want a big 4-bedroom house for their funeral. But that's okay. Studio apartments are almost always occupied and can be priced higher anytime it's occupied. So one of the things that drives the price of real estate is that I tell people, once it's occupied, you can increase the price. If it's not occupied, you have to reduce the price to get occupancy. You get it. So studio apartments you can actually rent it. To make it more profitable, you have to rent it on daily basis. Don't do monthly rent, yearly rent, 2 years. That's an issue for affordable housing. So the things that affordable housing asks for are terrible ideas for real estate investment. So don't confuse the two. So
no, you have to explain.
Affordable housing wants the house bigger, cheaper, longer payment plan, don't increase the price, and those things. As an investor, I don't want any of those things. I want to make the most money off the smallest investment on the shortest possible time. You get it? So there's always a fight, and they meet each other halfway. So you do studio apartments. When you do studio apartments, if you buy $100,000 studio apartment in Accra, East Legon, and then you are renting it for $100 a day, the potential is $3,000 a month. If it is occupied half the time, just over the weekend, to make $1,005 a month. In a year, you would make $15,000. In 8 years, you will make your money back. 50% occupancy. If you buy a 100,000 2-bedroom house at what's a popular place? Kaswa. You rent it for 1,005 cedis, 2,000 cedis a month. So let's convert it to dollars. That would be $100 a month. So in a year, $1,000 in a year. So you need how many years? 100 years to make your money back. You will not live that long. That's the challenge. And it will appreciate slowly. So you are not getting the rent faster, and it will also not appreciating fast. A $100,000 apartment at East Legon will appreciate at about 10% per annum on the CD. At Kaswa, it barely appreciates. I'll tell you for a fact that the building is depreciating. The only compensation is the appreciation of the land. Yes, because the maintenance culture is bad. The revenue you've made there is not enough for you to even repaint it. So it looks like a government bungalow. You get it? So if you want to do your first real estate investment, especially if you can raise between $50,000 and $100,000, do properties that are smaller, that you can get people renting it faster, and then you can make a little more money. So that's what brings Airbnb into the limelight. It's a very profitable investment if the location is right and the price is optimized. Don't do big projects. You see, if you do big projects, you can't count your loss. Leave big projects for people who have done it before. I always tell people, if you've not done it before, don't be too ambitious. I've met a lot of people, they want to build the tallest building in Ghana, the biggest building in Ghana, and you are not in the industry. They want to do way better than people who are here. You can't really tell. You don't have the experience back in, and sometimes you don't even have the financial muscle. You can't tell what is coming up for you.
But what do you mean by big project?
So big project is, let's cut it to everybody's good. A big project is a project you don't have all the money you need for.
Okay,
so if you want to do $100,000 investment, you should actually have 200,000. But I meet a lot of people so that you can afford it. I meet a lot of people, they want to do 100,000 investment, they have 10,000, so they ask you for 10-year payment plan. I tell you that 10-year payment plan is not good for you. even you who is buying,
Yeah.
a 10-year payment plan is not good for you. It sounds exciting.
Like it's a
but
long-term
it's
thing.
yeah, you are freezing your money for too long. Within 10 years, I would have made my money back twice. You have not made any money. And within 10 years, whoever is selling to you is no longer happy to sell to you. You have wasted his time. You get it? Within 10 years, some of the dynamics can change.
Yeah.
There are a few times or a few occasions where a surge that would have made a real estate investment profitable would have become long overdue. So it's no longer profitable because actually the surge curve, it plateaus.
All right.
So sometimes, what if it plateaus within 10 years? By the time you are ready, the building is now archaic. Nobody's interested in that kind of building. If you're buying a land, that land is gone. People have already fought for it in court and won it. You were still doing payment plan. The chief has changed his mind. He says, no, the thing is worth more than that. So he wants to send you to a spot in the wilderness, or he wants to increase the price. So you are up for chaos. You shouldn't spend more than 6 months paying for a land.
Okay. Don't spend more than 6 months paying for a land.
Don't spend more than 6 months paying. Don't spend more than 2 years building a house. If you can't build it in 2 years, it's too big. Size it down. That's the thing. So Ghana, our ambitions keep us poor. Yes. If you want to become a millionaire next
Somebody
year,
wants to build their dream home.
yeah, they want to build a dream home.
How many years, you know?
So he wants to be a millionaire next year. What would you do? You would want to gamble. You would want to bet.
Yeah.
You will surely lose your money.
Lose your money.
You want to do forex. Forex can be profitable, but if you want to be a millionaire next year with forex, you will lose your money. If you even want to become a millionaire with real estate next year, then you start taking up bad deals. You will overprice, then nobody
Desperation.
will rent. Yeah, desperation. So you certainly fail.
I see. All right. So you talk about the kind of property, and you said studio apartments.
Yes.
Like, you didn't mention any words at all. That is actually where the money is, or that is what is most promising.
Yes.
Now, how about the areas?
The
Or
most
is it
profitable.
just? Yeah, go ahead. You go ahead.
The most profitable area in Ghana is cantonments. But the thing about cantonments is that you get the most returns in rent, but the appreciation is plateauing. So the appreciation is slowing down. So remember I told you that at the time of the surge. So East Legon appreciates faster than cantonments. Cantonments has plateaued. So it doesn't appreciate, it just gives you good return. If you go to East Legon Hills, the appreciation is like really fast.
Yeah.
But it's not as profitable as East Legon. So the further out of town, you are gaining more on appreciation and gaining less on returns. So if you want to buy a land and you don't intend to build now, you buy further out of town at a promising area.
Right.
If you want to be done building tomorrow, you buy at the most profitable area. Yeah. There are the numbers that we've used to check it. If you use dollars, a land at East Legon that costs there's no land for 10,000 in East Legon. Land at East Legon for $1 million will be 1.2 million next year. A land at East Legon Hills, which is 100,000, can become $200,000 next year. Yes. They just built one road to connect Boteman, and then $35,000 lands became 60,000. Okay, but there's no more roads you can build at cantonment.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can bring there.
You can't do any new thing there.
When the new motorway is done and the 3 overheads come, mark the price of land at Spintex, Boteman, Ashama down. It's going to surge. People are going to buy and redevelop because now you can connect. One thing is commit to the attraction point. So how accessible it is to the airport, to the offices, to other parts of town. That's why Tetekwashi is the best place to build a house in Ghana. But unfortunately, you can't build a house there. So look at all the developments around. Akramo is cited as the best place in Ghana. Village, the tallest building, is at Tetekwashi. Signature is at Tetekwashi. Because from anywhere in Ghana is the easiest place to access. From anywhere in the world. If you come by air, you drop at Tetekwashi. If you come by road, you drop at Tetekwashi. So it should be very, very accessible. It should be very easy to locate.
Right.
Yeah. So it's the first place people cite. Even if it's online, it should be very easy to locate.
Okay. I see. But are there some specific regions outside Accra that are also showing some promise?
Yes. So it comes back to the same thing. Voltarians will always invest along the road that leads to their region. So now that they are building the new road, the Shama Dua carriage is coming, depending on your financial capacity. If you want to build a house, real estate, and you want to build a 500,000 Ghana cedis house, you should buy a land between 50 to 100,000 Ghana cedis. So you will now come along the road, okay, from the Ashama Road. At Ashama, maybe the land will be 200,000. So if you go further, Michelle Camp, then you can get land at 100,000. So if you want to build a 500,000 house, you should buy the land around that place.
Right.
Okay. Don't go and buy the land really far, 10,000 cities, and build a 500,000 house on it. You will lose on the rent. Okay. That kind of thing. So that road works for Voltarians. If you are from Kumasi, then you take that road as well, the road that goes to Kumasi, Pokwasi, so that you can go back home easily and then you can come to work easily. So you see that those roads are always under pressure. They're always being expanded and they're like, So if you are from central and western region, then you lean towards Kaswa. So that road is always under pressure. Yes. And if you are doing it, come as closer to the road as possible. Don't buy the cheapest land. Buy the best land if you can afford it.
Don't buy the cheapest land. Buy the best land if you can afford it. Yes. And the best land is, in those areas, closer
accessible. Yes.
Right. Very accessible.
Very accessible.
Not in room somewhere.
Not some mystery.
Yeah.
My first land, I've walked the land only once. The subsequent days that I wanted to go, the road had disappeared.
The weeds have covered the road.
Taken the whole place. It's more useful for hunting than building.
Oh my God. All right. Okay. We're having a good time here. If you just tune in, this is Business Breakfast on Z 101.9 FM. And this morning we're talking about real estate investing in Ghana. And my guest is Engineer Joshua Amegashie Viglo. He's a real estate and investment consultant. And he's helping us have this conversation this morning. I'd love to hear from you. So please don't just listen. Make sure you join the conversation. It's an interactive show. Send us a WhatsApp on 054432 1019 054432 1019, or you can call us on 03039 56641 03039 56641. We're streaming live on Facebook at ZFMGH and also on YouTube at Z Multimedia. You may want to drop a comment and I will read them for you. All right, let's continue the conversation right here. Now, I want to take you back a bit. Permit me. You were talking about short-term rental and Airbnb. I think you mentioned them quite. Yes. What exactly is driving the boom in those kinds of options?
Tourism and travel. Have you followed me? You realize that now I'm into tourism. It's not a thing I've ever dreamed of. It's not like I like hosting people. I was busy selling houses. Then I realized that people who come from abroad looking for houses have more money to pay, are willing to pay bigger commissions. They apologize to me. Viglo, we've taken so much of your time and it's just $100 for your time. You've been with us since morning and it's about 10 a.m. and I've made $100.
That's since morning.
I'm like, you didn't tell me earlier.
Right.
So when people travel, you've traveled. When you go anywhere, you don't want to take chances with where you sleep. Yeah. You don't want to sleep at a place where there's bed bags and stuff like that. You want to have a good experience. You get it. So when people travel, they are willing to pay more. Yeah. Okay. He's coming from the US. The light doesn't go out. The internet doesn't go out. The water doesn't stop running. He wants those kind of stuff. And he pays $100 a night in the US. So when you say $100 a night, he's not troubled. You understand? You and I would have so many problems with it, but they are willing to pay. So you look at around the airport again, see Marriott Hotel, all the big end places. They are doing $250 a night. And anytime I go there, it's filled up. So you might complain, and that's why people say it's not for the locals. It's true. Okay, because the locals don't have that kind of spending capacity. And even when you have it, you wouldn't want to pay that much. But it works. Then business travels. It's still travel. So what drives the big surge is not locals. It's people coming in. Right. So a business developer, a business manager, MD of a big international company, MD of MTN goes to Nigeria and he has a meeting 5 minutes from the airport in an office. He comes the night before. He will not go and stay 3-5 kilometers away. He will stay really close. That's true. And he doesn't want too many people to be harassing him. Let's say like celebrities. If Sarkodie goes to the Volta region, he cannot stay in a regular hotel. He wants to stay where people don't harass him. Yeah. You got it. So he's willing to pay more. You get it. So travel. Once you move, you want to have the best experience so that you don't frustrate yourself. It really causes that surge. So travel, businesses, and the like. Then opportunities. that's what brings like the investors. You have young, growing people spending monies they didn't make. So they don't know the pain of raising 5,000 cedis a month. They just call, I'm going to die tomorrow if the money doesn't come. The money is
send it to them.
So he spends like an idiot. You understand? So when you invest around that places, you are going to make some good money. So restaurants around Legon, it's a fantastic business. Any restaurant is a real estate decision though. The
household.
The facility is the biggest cost on the books of any restaurant.
Right.
Yeah. So when you look at a restaurant, Burger King makes more money from building the restaurants than selling the burgers. So he builds the restaurants and then he gets you to operate it as a franchise.
Yeah.
You get it? Because operation is intensive. So cost of operation, by the time you are done, it looks interesting, but it's not really profitable. But the real estate gives him much more money and he counts his money once a month, you know. Very, very easy. 30th, send your money, check, you move on. So most of the restaurants are real estate. Hotels is real estate. Okay. Office spaces is real estate. So if you want to build an university, you would have done real estate investment for about 5 years before you start operating the university. You would build classrooms, you would build hostels, all those things is real estate.
Right.
Construction. You will build roads. Okay, that's why the Legon Highway is 4x4 or 5x5. The roundabout at the entrance of the school. They've made a very terrible decision though. The greatest and the best access to the school, they've limited it. And then they've made some rickety access free. And that causes traffic at Okpongolo. But that's not really a nice business.
But they're also making money from their e-gates thing that they are doing.
Yeah, they should make it accessible to the public.
Well,
they should expand the gate and put a human being there to take two. I'll pay 2 cedis down to drive all around. Okay, so tell them there's a business. There is more money to be made.
Right, absolutely. Okay, now you're talking about the university and all of that. Yes. How can people tap into? First of all, is the student housing market a good market?
Yes, it's one
and
of
how
the
can
best
people
markets.
tap into that?
I'll give you an example in Ho. In Ho, now the hostels are in a way you don't leave your items in the rooms when you are living.
When you are leaving, you pack it out.
You pack it out. So, and now the breaks are long. It's a 3-month break.
Yeah.
So while you're on vacation, some which students come to school, then you rent the same facility to those people. So the place is always occupied and you are always earning. Hostels have a return of at least 10 years. Hotels have 5 years. Apartments are in between. Okay. But the thing about hostels is that they pay for a year. So you take your money once, you come back next year. So it's a very profitable industry. The challenge now is where to enter. If you don't have money, you can't build a big hostel.
That's true.
Okay, so you should. There are places where I know people have like a chamber and hall or single room, self-contained, and students who have a little more money rent it. Okay, I've rented a studio. That was a nice experience for me. Not a studio, 2-bedroom apartment for students. So 2 students, they surely have rich parents. They paid $500 a month for the place. Yeah. You've not seen the big deal about Pent's price?
Yeah.
Pent is about 40,000 cedis per room.
Yeah.
A year. And people complain so much. I say, if I have Pent, I'll price mine at 60,000. They will still pay. His father is a diplomat, and the son says that's the only place he can stay. He will pay.
But I mean, of course, there are still poor people who want to still use those places, you know.
Poor people should not stay at Pent. You'll get confused.
They should go to the traditional house.
Yes, go to traditional house. Let's do personal life development. If you are not too out there and you stay at Pent, you'll be depressed. You can't really study.
If you're not too out there, how do you mean?
Okay, so I stayed at Brunei. Brunei Tech. Nigerian students. Rich kids. They were driving. And their lifestyle was way out there. So they put a lot of pressure on you. If you want to match them up, your finances will be drained. You shouldn't be drained financially when you are in school. You should be studying. You understand? So for me, when I buy food at Brunei, we buy 1 pack and 2 of us share it.
Okay.
You understand?
Right.
So at Brunei, I was a broke kid. If I were in the Nigeria
in the traditional house.
So we used to walk to the traditional house to go and buy food and come back to Brunei. You understand? So if you don't take time, you will be preoccupied with things that are not needful at that stage. So when you are at parent, the lifestyle is taking cars out, driving for dinner dates.
The
you know,
pressure.
Pressure. That's how it's called.
Yeah.
So Sunday morning, I'm going to church and people are coming back from parties.
Clubs, yeah.
And living their best life. And a friend of mine will always tell you that the thing we are in the school for, some people already have it. He's driving a nicer car than my father. And he has women with more fancier looks than we see on TV. You understand? You can't, don't let those kind of people confuse you. Those kind of people are supposed to pay big rents to real estate developers because there is something called high ticket sales. High ticket sales is providing the services that rich people need and making outrageous profit. And that's when real estate developers are doing that. We shouldn't put it in public domain. It's like arguing about the price of an S500. It doesn't make sense. You know how much
it's
it
not
costs?
for everybody.
No, it's $300,000. It's 4 tires. You can get a Mercedes Benz at 10% the price of an S500. You get it?
Yeah.
So there are two different things. If you are not yet fulfilled, don't stress yourself about it. That's what I tell people. A lot of people call me, they want to build 10-story building apartment. How much do you have? They say, I don't have money. I said, first, stop, come back. They say I should find them investors. If I have the money to build a 10-story building, I will not partner with you who is broke. I'll eat you up. I just buy the land. I give you the money for them. Go, don't come back again. It's crazy.
Right, man. I know, right. Okay, so the student housing market is also a very good place to look at. I'm just trying to let us touch on all just open people's eyes so they can go and do their own research later and get into those spaces properly. Now, one of the biggest thing too in real estate is land banking. What exactly is it?
Land banking is a very wonderful thing to do. It can be very, very profitable. We spoke about it. We just didn't name it land banking. Land banking is buying land where it's not too desired. If it's not too desired, the price will be very low. And you have done the investigation that is secured and you are sure that it will appreciate. Now, any land will appreciate. But by now, I have told you that some lands appreciate faster. Lands by main road. I'll tell you, one of the most profitable places to, like, big vast area in Ghana to invest is the N1 road. The N1 starts from Takrady, beyond Takrady though. Maybe I think it's called Azim to Aplau. Along that stretch in Takrady, you can get land for 50,000 cedis. If you buy it next year, you can sell it for 7,500,000 cedis. In Accra, around Jowulu area, that is not even available. Don't trouble yourself. It's about $1 million per plot. So if you get to Tema, it's about 500,000. If you get to Prampram, it's about 200,000. Anywhere along that stretch, closer to the road that you can get, whatever amount you have, buy it. That road is Ghana's number 1 road. It's even called N1. It's the first road in Ghana. Tema Motorway, George Bush Highway. It's in the future. It's going to be 5x5 lanes to our carriage. Not dual carriage, so 5 carriage, all the way, depending on the traffic. So it will be scaled up. Okay. What's going to happen is that it's part of ECOWAS Highway. ECOWAS Highway is a bigger region. So now you see that more numbers are coming in. It's part of Trans-African Highway. It's a road that is supposed to connect the whole of Africa. Make Africa more travelable, accessible, business friendly. So anybody who comes to Ghana and is doing business is going to use that road. So if you have a filling station along that road, it will always be engaged. You always be making money. If you have a restaurant along that road, it's always be engaged. You always be making more money. Anything developed along that road will be profitable. La Paz, it has remained a market up to now. And always there's a lot of traffic there because of the nature of this road. So that kind of thing. If you can tell, if you can do such investigations or
research into
okay, and anticipate that kind of business, you buy it, you hold it for some time. I have a typical example where land that was bought sold for 1,000 times the price it was bought.
1,000 times.
The land was bought for 80,000 cedis and it was costing 8 million.
Where is that land?
Oh, somewhere in the wilderness.
Which wilderness?
Very far away, close to the Togo border. The price, you register it, you secure it.
And then
If you have money, you fence it. If it is really big, you can't fence. You have a little farm on it. So a lot of people who are farming,
it's not because they want to farm.
No.
Just to
so this land
land
is actually my land. We farmed on it for 10 years. We didn't make any profit from the farm. And we were never troubled.
Yeah, because you're just trying to secure the land, then sack people away from that. All right, so okay, let's also talk about so anybody at all can get into land banking as long as they have some good money. What is a relative, like, if you want to put like a figure?
50% of how much you have. So if you have 100,000, buy 50,000 city land at a good location. And just watch it appreciate. If you have 1 million in your account, buy 500,000 city land. Yeah, and watch it appreciate.
I see a lot of people buying lands without the knowledge we are sharing this morning.
Yes.
Like they just get some land somewhere where you say, oh, Charlie, land bill or see, then you just go and get it. And that person says, oh, there's someone here, then they go and get it without any proper thinking. Very thoughtful decision making. And I think that is something that people need to really look at. But are there opportunities in commercial or industrial real estate that the average investor can actually explore?
I was going to say yes. Then you said average investor. And that word I told you is a nice word for politicians. It doesn't work in the business space. Right. There's nothing like average human being in real estate, in business. So if you have 100,000 cedis and you want to do industrial investment, I don't think it's possible because industrial is big. Yeah, when we say industrial, we are talking about warehouses, airports, seaports, that kind of thing. It becomes a different conversation. You need experts with good money to do it. But if you want to experience that kind of thing, then you can be an agent in that space, help someone rent a place, or you can be a contractor, build for someone who is doing it. There are other ways you can be a professional, you can be a lawyer representing someone making that investment, that kind of thing. But to build it, you will need a lot of money. Okay. Now, there are a lot of people doing the commercial one. The little stores that we see. I see people, they have a house, they put a small store in front of. If the road is good, you have done commercial real estate investment.
Okay.
If you can build a small hotel, you have done commercial real estate investment.
Right.
That one is good. It's more of a function of how much you have. If you don't have money, you should have a skill or time. Time is the worst of them, but that's what everybody has. So you have to phase out of time as soon as possible. Otherwise, you'll be poor for long.
Forever.
Yeah. So once it's time you are trading, just look wherever you are trading your time. Find out who is getting paid more than you, just a little more. Then get his skills. Okay, so if you are in the radio space, since we are in the radio space, if it's the presenters that get paid more, you are a cleaner, you befriend the presenter. Oh, which school did you go? Then you go to that school. Wow, he has more vocabulary, so learn. Then the next time, from 500 cedis, you earn 5,000 cedis. Great.
You have to just invest in yourself, improve yourself, develop yourself. And then
work hard. Like, if you are broke, you don't deserve to sleep before midnight. Sorry, this is a real estate.
I don't even want to go into those things. You will provoke things out of people. Yeah, but I mean, feel free and say that again and explain why. Then we can move on to real estate.
Okay, I was saying that if you are broke, you don't deserve to sleep before midnight. There was a time in my life I was working 6 to 6, driving boat 8 p.m. to midnight, and playing guitar on weekends to be paid, and teaching guitar abroad. And at my workplace, I was driving excavators and leading teams, and then I also had some other passive investment going. I was making money from 5 different places as a young graduate.
Multiple streams.
I was still broke. So not too long after that, I was able to buy my first house. So buying your first house is not about what age that you buy that. It's about how long you have worked 2 times harder, 3 times. So I was working 5 times harder than the average Ghanaian. Some people don't even have a job at all. They have a nice phone and they watch TikTok. I was earning from 5 sources, and none of this was paying me less than 1,000 cedis in 2018. So my salary, I didn't even have a salary then. I had 560 national service allowance. It was my least source of income. You understand?
Yeah.
So if you use that to estimate how much money I make, you will get confused. You get it? And that's how I'm able to now do some level of investment in real estate. But people come, they don't have money. They say, well, give me money, I want to do real estate. You don't know what it takes to make money. You will lose it. don't go look for money from your uncles to do business. You don't understand the pain of the money. You lose it.
I see. This is a real estate conversation.
Yes. So don't use other people's money to invest into real estate.
Yeah.
You will make a terrible idea. And when you lose people's money, you lose twice.
Yeah.
First, you lost the opportunity. Now you have to pay the debt.
And people are going mad through that.
Yeah.
And so we have to be very careful. Well, we're going to talk about challenges. There's so many challenges within the real estate space and how to navigate them and all of that. We'll talk about that. But maybe can anybody at all who has maybe some limited capital. I know you don't like the average investor thing, but somebody has very limited capital. I believe they can start small.
Yes.
Where can that person start from?
If you have 5,000 Ghana cedis saved in your account and you want to do real estate, if you don't have very high paying skills, use that money to gain skills. Like do digital marketing course, communication course, take real estate masterclass. I have a free one. That kind of thing. Use 5,000 Ghana cedis to get knowledge. If your savings is 5,000, don't trouble yourself. Unless you are above 50, you are dying very soon. So you can build a small chain buying hall in your hometown so that you can get some 500 cedis a month. But if you are younger than 40 years and it's 5,000 cedis you have, is to gain affordable skills. Okay. If you don't have up to 5,000, there are free skills. Now, if you have between 5,000 and 50,000 saved, then you can buy a land that is around that price at a good location and try to secure it. Whatever amount you have, buy land that is about half the price. If that land doesn't make sense for you, then use that money to get a degree if you don't have one. If you have a degree, use that money to get a master's degree. If you have a master's degree, use that money to get some high-ticket knowledge. High-ticket knowledge, again, now at that level comes to knowledge in finance, knowledge in law. That's why you see the kind of people who are graduating from law. Look again closely at them. At their level, the only problem they have is litigation. Because now you have signed a contract and you are getting paid 10% of the money you make. You want to increase to 20%, you have to understand the law. You are making 100,000 cedis and GRA wants to take 25% of 25,000 Ghana cedis. That's the plot of land in my hometown. So you have to know how to manage the tax, finance.
Yeah.
You are building a house and you spend money and nothing is turning up in the house. When you are building a house, my cousin will say, the guys think they are pouring concrete, but they're actually pouring money.
Sure, they are pouring it anyhow.
You need to get that kind of skill. But it's skills, knowledge, and those kind of stuff that can give you that level to be able to be earning and saving more than 50,000. If you have less than 50,000 and you think you can use money to make money more than 50,000, your journey is long. Because if you have 1,000 cedis and you multiply it by even 100, that is 100,000. You know how it takes to multiply money by 100 times with the grace of God. It's not really scientific.
Right.
You get it. But if you have 50,000, you can just double it. So if you now have the knowledge to double money, you snap your hand, you've doubled 50, snap your hand. So that's why at that
people should invest in knowledge.
Yeah. So be anything less than 50,000, increase your value. You know, we were talking about time. We all come to work at 8, we close at 5. Someone gets paid 500, someone gets paid 5,000 cedis. The difference in us is the knowledge. Or the capacity to produce more value.
Right. Yeah.
You understand? So if you have that knowledge, then you can now scale up and earn a little more. Then you begin to get leverages. If you are a manager, you get 10 times more the salary of the cleaner. You have a company car, so you don't pay transportation. You have a bungalow, you don't spend your money on accommodation. You wear black suit every day, so you don't buy dresses every day. And if you are lucky, you marry a wife who doesn't ask you for money every morning. So you are not leaking, your financials are not leaking. You can save money faster than someone who is in crisis.
Right.
You get it? So that kind of stuff is there. Now, if you have more than 50,000, we can talk now. If you have more than 50,000, you can afford a land. So you buy a land. If you have more than 200,000, you can now start thinking of building. If you have more than 200,000 and you want to build, don't buy land that is worth less than 50,000 cedis. Because to do a 200,000 investment, don't go and buy some very cheap land and sink your money in there. It's not going to profit you. You buy relevant land closer to the road, then you build something. Don't do a 400,000 investment if you have 200,000. Okay, you might never finish.
Right.
No matter how rich you have become, pace yourself. Okay, because it's especially if it's your first time, pace yourself. Always pace yourself. Then build it, go through the experience, see how annoying leakages are, how terrible it feels if bends, if you don't use the quality wires and the like and all those stuff. You go through the experience, then you scale yourself up. Okay. Then if you have more than 1 million Ghana cedis, welcome to the club of the rich and famous people. I'll tell you this. If you have more than 1 million Ghana cedis, don't go through the stress of building from scratch. It's not profitable. It's foot soldiership for us who are building. We make money building though. It's good business. If you have less than 1 million Ghana cedis, it's a happy place to be.
To start,
But
right.
if you have more than 1 million Ghana cedis, look around. The building has been built. You go check. How much are they selling it? How much is it earning a month? Check the records. So, this one is making money 10 times faster than other ones. I want it. This one is not making money. I don't want it. So your decision is now informed.
Right.
You get it? It's not like you are no longer speculative or now hoping that an airport will be built and the like. No.
Yeah.
Those stuff are for broke people. You go to an apartment.
That's how you do the calculations. You want to do the
and that's just straightforward. You just see people say Gafiliga, don't you?
Yeah.
So you see the building, you ask, I want to see how much it's earning the last 6 months. Oh, that's good. You pay for it. Now all that earning comes to you now.
Right.
So every 2 years you can actually buy another one because you are still earning.
Yeah.
And this one is also earning.
Right.
It's no longer speculative in nature.
You're able to diversify as well.
You diversify. Pick and choose. You understand? Then if you have more than 10 million Ghana cedis, then you can begin to seize the industry. So people say it's called the value chain. You begin to seize the value chain. So you now want to build a hotel yourself, own it from scratch, and seize all the profit opportunities inside.
Right.
So you build it yourself, you manage it yourself, and all those things. But if you are not at that capacity, leverage. Get some other people to do the management. Just count your money. They take 10%. The rest is secured for you. So you don't take chances.
Yeah.
You get it? That kind of thing. So there's a threshold for what you should be doing.
Yeah. I like how you've broken it down. I mean, and I'm sure anybody listening to us this morning will get to understand where they can start from, which is very important. Of course, the beginning of everything is the most important. Now, let's talk about the challenges that we face in this country. Now, there are land disputes and multiple sales.
Yes.
I mean, they are still very common.
Yes.
Why do these problems still persist despite legal frameworks that there are?
It's bound to happen. If you check the records in the Bible and in history, wars are always fought over lands. So our generation is even blessed. You don't get killed really easily if there's a land dispute. You just go to court and spend some good money. So it's bound to happen. The deal is to how to manage it. I'll tell you everybody's challenge in land dispute. First, the buyer. You buy the land and the area is developed. Everybody is building. Everybody has built. And you still have a piece of land breeding snakes there. You are at fault. You are going to lose that land. In East Legon, you wake up one morning and someone is building.
Has put up something there already.
You ask you how much did you buy that land? You bought it for 5,000 cedis. Then I'll give you $5,000. Don't go to court. Take the $5,000. You deserve it.
Land.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's the challenge. You do land banking out of town, but when the place is developed, that's the problem of Ghana. Abroad, they would have imposed property tax on the building. So a land at East Legon should be making you $10,000 a year. So they impose $500 a year on it as property tax. So if it's just breeding snakes, you can't pay that amount. You'll be forced to sell it. But Ghana, the person is keeping it for his children yet unborn. Children who are not feeding well in school. You understand? So you deserve to lose that land. So if you buy land and the place is developing, build on it. If you don't want to build on it, sell it. And go and buy somewhere that you can keep. If it is about keeping land. But if you want to do land banking and you are doing it in the middle of town, you are going to lose it when the time is due. It's only litigation free because it's not valuable yet. That's one thing I tell people. When people come in and ask me, is it litigation free? I say, if it is, it's not worth the litigation yet. But if you think you want to do a 10-year payment plan on land that I was selling at UHAS for 35,000 cedis, you want 10-year payment plan. Dude, You know how many people it will be sold to by then?
By that time.
By
That's
diverse people.
yeah.
Some of them, the landlord will not be aware of. Some of them, he'll be aware of. Yeah,
some chief somewhere, you know.
You get it. So that's the challenge about it. So don't risk. That's why I'm telling people, build within 2 years and some of those things. If you are doing these things, then you are becoming safer.
Yeah.
But if you are doing land banking in the middle of town, a big fish will swallow you when the time is due.
Right.
So don't make that mistake. And the thing about big fish is,
in our part of the world.
When you take them to court, they will tell you that they have medical issues. They won't come. They waste your time for 3 years. You can't afford it.
You don't want to go there.
So let's go to the next people. The chiefs.
Yeah.
The chiefs have their problem. Their first problem is records. They don't have records. So a chief can genuinely and innocently sell your land to another person. He sold the land to your father. His father sold it to your father. His father is dead. Your father is dead. Your father pointed at the land for you. You have refused to build on it. You don't farm on it. You're not doing anything on it. He comes about. He walks. He asks whose land is this. They say they don't know. I just bought a land in Ho. It's never been registered or anything. Buying from the son of the owner. Yeah. I know I'm going to pay a little more for it. Yeah. I've already paid a little more for it, but that kind of stuff. So when you are going to do such kind of transaction, you have to go and check the records. Yeah. People don't check, it's for him already. And you have paid. So when the new chief comes, he will resell some of those lands. In clean conscience. Okay. So sometimes they have a problem with that. So I tell people, if you are doing a transaction from the chiefs and he dies during the process, if you are doing a 10-year payment plan and he dies, you are completely finished. You can't explain. Okay, I'm doing a transaction right now, and the chief said his uncle said the price is not good. You and I have already sold this deal, and the buyers. You get those challenges are there, and it's a real challenge. Yeah. Okay, so they can get greedy, especially when you take a long-term payment plan. Someone can come and offer them more than you have offered. They'll call you and say, "Oh, they want to give you your money back. Money that I gave you 5 years ago when the city was 15. Now the city is 10. The money has shrunk, and they want to give you back to you as it is." So those are some of the problems with the chiefs. When there's transition, they lose records. When the payment plan is long, because they didn't used to be trouble about payment plans, so people take it for longer payment plans, especially when they are abroad. They're also hoping that the dollar will gain value and then it will cost them a little less. You are playing with fire, and if you are playing with fire, make sure you have a fire extinguisher by your side. It won't be long before you get there. So that's the challenge about the chiefs. Then we can talk about the developers. The developers also sometimes they have a record challenge. If you see a developer selling 100,000, you are a human being. The data will get messed up. Okay, then greed can set in. You can just forget, you can resell it and that kind of stuff. You can set. Then the other challenge is that when you now sell it and the person refuses to come and develop it, you are compelled to make a decision. Okay, and then I've seen places where the land was even never sold, so another smart person can squat on it and just take advantage of it. Or maybe the owner is abroad. Okay, or the owner is dead and he didn't introduce his children to that land. My dad has some lands that I've never stepped foot on. And I know, sorry, if whenever he dies, I might never step foot there. Because such lands, when you try to step feet there, you might lose your feet.
Lose your life. If it was just your feet, you
are blessed to lose your feet.
Yeah, it would be just that.
You know, that kind of thing.
I see. But I don't think that. I mean, of course, I mean, you like to be real and say, hey, this is how it is, whether you like it or this is how it is. But do you think we could be doing something better?
Yes, we can do a lot of things better. The Land Commission have tried. Yeah, there's a little bit of challenges with them as well, but they've tried. When they try to digitize the system, that will make it really easy to conduct it. It should be possible to go on a platform and pay 100 CDs and click on a spot of land and see whose name it is recorded.
With the person's details and everything, you can contact them.
Yeah, they'll actually make a lot of money, you know. Each time I visit a chief, instead of buying 400 or 500 CDs, I pay that 500 CDs to Lands Commission, send me Google coordinates, I put it into their software. I see whether it's in the chief's name or not. Usually the chiefs, they don't have a problem. How about if someone is selling it to you? Or it's my father's land, don't worry. I once met a guy who really wanted to sell a property. I said, why are you selling? He said, that is not my business. I said, I cannot represent you if I don't know why you are selling it. Maybe you have used it to take a loan. People don't know, but human beings are greedy. That's some of the things people do. He uses it to take a mortgage. It's in court. He quickly sells it and run away. But if the lands commission is digitized, that can be sanitized. So that one is there, and they are doing well at it. They can do a little better. When searches are faster, registration processes are faster, and the like, then things become easier. Then prosecution, when there is an issue, we have to settle it fast. Ghanaians, we stay in court for too long. Yeah, so lawyers become richer. So everybody's now a lawyer because it's becoming more profitable. No, it shouldn't be like that. You go to court first day. Are you guilty? Yes, not. Okay, how much are we risking? Okay, will you take the money and walk away? Okay, take your money, walk away. And actually, they do it. The last time I had an issue, the lawyer advised me that we'll be in court for 3 years. You are too young for this, so just pay and walk away.
I see. Right. I have some messages coming through. Let me just read those ones, and then you can touch on them quickly. This one says that it's from Victor. Victor says that what are some red flags to look out for when dealing with land agents or so-called middlemen?
If the middleman doesn't want to let you meet the owner of the land, it's not a good thing. I've seen people who wanted to make outrageous profit on land transactions. It's something that it's acceptable, but not professionally the best. If there is a land selling for 50,000 and I want to sell it for 500,000, the best thing to do is to buy it, now own it, and sell it for 500,000. That one is allowed. But to tell someone that the 50,000 land is 500,000 and now ask him to give you the money, then you go and give the person 50,000 and compel the seller to give you. What kind of receipt are you even going to give? You get it. So that's where the challenge comes in. Now they ask the seller to give a 500,000 receipt. I will not give you 500,000 receipt.
But some of the people are very dishonest. I mean, they actually do, and they also share the money.
So a lot of people make that. So some people come into real estate for that. So they call me so that we can sell it, so that they can make some money on it and fine. Yes, there is money to be made, but it has to be made right.
Right.
Okay. It makes sense. If the land is 50, for me, I can do 50 is some more money. If the land is 200, then you sell it for 250. There's professional cost inside there.
Yeah.
That kind of thing makes sense. But if the land is 200 and you want to sell it for 1 million, that vast gap, what definition are you going to give for the 800,000? It means you are smarter than everybody else. If they take you to court, you have to pay. Okay, that's the challenge about it. So those transactions end up sour. You can't get receipts. If you need a refund, you can't get a refund. Okay, if you have to pay tax, who will pay the tax? GRA comes, who took the money? What was the money for? That kind of stuff. And then it actually crumples the buyer's result. You see, when you do land transaction, the person is here to stay with you for long, so the deal needs to be clean. You get it. So if he doesn't want you to meet the owner under any condition, it's not the best of experience. You should be careful. Okay, you have to be able to walk the land, unless you are not interested. If you are not able to access the land and walk the land, it's not a good deal. And then if they can't give you any evidence of ownership,
right?
Okay, you need to now go and find out. So you have to now go and do a search. Okay. So if you do the search and the names don't tally, they have to explain to you why the name is not tallying. It's possible that it doesn't tally, and the reasons are given. Sometimes it's in the name of the previous owner. I bought a car that is in the name of the previous owner. So they gave me the document anyway. So you know that, okay, it's valid, because cost of registration is high. So people just shy. There's a land that I tried to register for 2 years. I paid for the registration. I never got it registered. But the good thing is that when I sold it to someone, I made the person who sold it to me make a new document for the buyer. So it's still a clean deal.
Okay.
So that kind of thing. So you have to be looking out for the gaps. If there are gaps that cannot be resolved, then there is an issue that you don't know about yet. Yes.
I see. All right. I hope Victor gets his answer from what you shared. Now, there's another question here. It says that the cost of building materials keep rising.
Yes.
How is it affecting developers and buyers?
Bad, certainly. But it's a problem we live with. So that's one thing we have to know. Cost of building materials, before now we used to say will never come down, but now it's coming down because of the appreciation of the CD. But if you look at it historically, it is always going to go up. So it's a problem we have to live with. We can't help it. You need to build a muscle to be able to work with that one. Yes. There are ways it can be helped by the government. By the government, they don't listen to you and I. So let's do what we can do.
They don't listen to us, so we should just do what we can do. All right. Let's touch on a few of the questions, then we can try and wrap up. Our time is almost up. Also, this is from Jake. Jake says that how can first-time investors, and I think this is a very important question,
Yes.
how can first-time investors verify the authenticity of land documents and titles before buying?
So when you get a document, do the search by yourself. Don't let the people do the search for you. So if you know me, call me. I don't do search for people, but I'll just give you someone's number in that region, Lands Commission, to do an independent search. That's why it's called independent search. So whatever document they have given you, the Lands Commission guys pick it. They do an independent search. They will give you a document that looks like that one. Okay, so if everything on theirs looks like the one that have been given to you, then it's clean. But if they give you one and the one that you get, the names are different, then you have to find out why it's different. That's the issue. Yeah. Okay. So always the search should be independent, and if possible, though they've given you their document, you go to where they point for you and pick the code yourself. So if I am doing a search, I go with my surveyor, not to your surveyor. I go with my surveyor and pick that same spot, and now it's easy to do the search. Okay, unless it's by the chiefs. You see, chiefs and land is that they cannot move. They will be there. But if you meet an agent or something, he can just travel out of the country and completely finish. That's why people are leaning towards digital marketing now. Like, now it's very difficult for me to run away, because if I run away, I can't make money again. Like, I won't post on Facebook again. That's where I get my income. You understand? But if the person is a random person, and once you begin to look at this, you will now see why rich people don't give their money to poor people. And that's why people who are selling land usually wear suits, look good, drive good cars, and stuff like that, because you cannot trust someone who has not seen 1 million Ghana cedis before 1 million. He'll get confused.
He'll run away with the money.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
If he gets hold of that.
Yeah, always. So if possible, especially if it's a bigger investment, if it's one plot and stuff like that, it's a loss that you will learn some good lessons. But if you are buying 10 acres, you don't want to miss out. So you get your surveyor, you go to the site, they show you the spots, you pick it, now you go and confirm their ownership, then you do your transaction.
All right. We have very limited time now, so let's do some quick rapid fire questions, something small, then you just touch on that briefly.
No problem.
So from somebody starting from scratch, what is the best approach to beginning or getting into real estate?
Agency, try to sell other people's property. Usually when you say from scratch, it means the person doesn't have money. Yeah. So if you are young, unemployed, you do internship with a real estate company. If you are employed, sleep in some of the best hotels and see how nice good places are, and then you see how you can produce that kind of stuff. It's actually a good thing. Yeah. When we are doing transactions with people, no, this one is not when we are doing like development, I realize that usually the person who has the money, who has traveled the world, they have more fantastic ideas than us, because they've seen it before. If you've not seen it before, you can't think it. So travel and have good experience, see what is happening, okay? And then start small. If you have money saved, start with half of your savings. It's better to lose half your savings than all your savings. Or if you make a bad investment with the half, then the next half is there for you to make a better investment.
Yeah.
But a lot of people would have invested into something that even needs them to now bring more money. Then you get strangled. So don't go head in. Test with your feet, and then learn how to swim.
Yeah. All right. So what due diligence steps must every investor take before purchasing land or property?
Yeah, so that's the issue about the search. So you have to authenticate the property. You have to authenticate the seller.
Okay.
So when you are buying from a known developer, you don't have a problem. They have a reputation to protect and those kind of stuff. So you authenticate that they are the owner. They authenticate that the land is there. There are times that people did due diligence. That's why I was telling that you have to bring your own surveyor. They will go and show you a land and give you the document for another land. So when you go and do the search, their document is proven, but that's not the land that you are seeing. You understand?
Yeah.
So walk the land, authenticate the buyer and the seller. Okay.
How do you authenticate the buyer? How do you know if the person is credible?
Ask about him. I've tried to sell someone's land before, and people told me that they don't want to deal with him again because they've had a bad experience with
the person.
Yeah. So now you have to come and do restitution, define what happened. We all have bad experience in the land space, though. Yeah. But if you are consistently having bad experiences, what's the challenge so that people get clarity? So you have to ask about him. Okay. If you watch my videos, you want to buy from me, read the comments. Once a while, people say scam. But when they just say scam, maybe they are either a hater or they've had some bad experience and they just transfer. But if you read my comments and say, this Viglo guy is terrible, I bought a land and he didn't do something. So usually when I see scam, I ignore it. I don't even delete it. But the day I'll see a verbatim testimony, if it is not true, I'll screenshot it and I'll make some money off you in court.
Right, of course. I mean, that is how do they call it? Defamation.
Yeah, defamation. Defamation. I've had defamation issues before, though, just for
yeah.
Oh yeah, I've had defamation that cost me 70,000 cedis.
Charlie. All right. Anyway, so maybe I'm trying to see which last question to ask you. All right. So for young people who think that property ownership is out of reach,
yes.
I think we've spoken about that briefly, but maybe finally, what practical advice would you give them?
If they have money or if they don't have money?
They just think it is out of reach for them. Charlie, this one is for older people who have money.
They don't deserve to be rich. They can be there for quite longer. Hunger will bring them back if they live long. The challenge about real estate is that don't force people into it. It's not a thing for the faint-hearted. I'll actually tell you that's the challenge about life and success. Sometimes we try too hard trying to compel people into the house of God. But Jesus said something that is precious. It's not for dogs. Noah's Ark had only 8 people in it.
Right.
You and I are not righteous than Noah. But if the person is willing, so I see a lot of people, they are willing, they wish and all those. I just watch them. But when you start about content creation, anybody who comes to me that I want to be a content creator, you don't have the handles. I just listen to you and I keep moving. I ignore you actually. You don't know.
That's a basic thing.
Yeah, you've not started.
Yeah, that's a basic thing.
Yeah, so when you listen to me, they'll tell you start. Once you start, this guy has
can help you scale.
You get it? I want to do my own development. People are just watching me. When I started acquiring land and things, now they're like, you can put some. They want to have conversations with you.
Right.
But if you've not started, we know you are daydreaming. And we are happy you have not started. You won't come and waste our time. We can't give you money. Prototypes. You've not lost money before. So a lot of people, that idea that you are going to look for money to come and do real estate, don't think it. You are not welcome. People with the money will not give it to you. You've not done it before.
Right.
Myself, I've done this real estate thing for some time. I want to do my project. When I try to market my project, the people come on board, they see it. They see other projects that belong to other people. They lean towards it than mine. Yeah, because developers have credibility. Someone else has built 2 or 3. I am saying I am coming to build. They don't trust me. So I've decided, okay, I'm not going to wait for it. I'll start building. Once I start building, now they are coming.
On board and then,
you understand? So people who are not interested, let's let them be.
Engineer Joshua Amegashie Viglo, thank you so much for your time this morning, and thanks so much for the insights you shared. I know we've touched on so many things, and we can actually even break all of these things into
each one.
So that yes, people will get a grasp of everything. And I'm so glad that you made time to be here this morning. Thank you so much for coming, brother.
Thank you very much for bringing me in. I have a wonderful experience, and I pray that there are a few people that will gain the opportunity to dwell in the heaven that others are waiting to die before they experience. You can live in heaven on earth. And so one of them is real estate. If you have a nice apartment, you can just go to your own apartment and have a wonderful weekend. It's a great experience.
It's a good experience.
Have it before you die.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, my brother. All right. That's how we wrap up today on the Business Breakfast on Z101.9 FM.